For decades, Japan has been synonymous with innovation. From microcomputers and CD players to karaoke machines and 3D printing, the country has consistently shaped global technology. Yet in one area, military aviation, Japan has long trailed behind the world's most powerful nations. That gap, however, is narrowing. Japan has now joined the small circle of nations racing to develop a sixth-generation fighter jet, an aircraft that promises unmatched speed, stealth, firepower, and even drone command capabilities. This marks not only a dramatic step forward in Tokyo's defense ambitions, but also a turning point in the balance of power in the Pacific. From pacifism to militarization, the roots of Japan's modest military posture lie in the aftermath of World War II. In 1947, under pressure from the United States, Tokyo adopted a pacifist constitution which forbade offensive warfare and prohibited maintaining traditional armed forces. Article 9 of this constitution effectively kept Japan without a formal military for 75 years. Instead, Japan fielded the self-defense forces, technically civilian employees tasked only with defensive operations. Over time, however, the self-defense forces grew formidable. Today, it counts around 250,000 personnel and commands a defense budget that hit a record $53.8 billion in 2022. That places Japan fifth globally in terms of military capability. Rising threats from China and Russia have shifted Washington's stance on Tokyo's militarization. Once wary, the US now openly encourages Japan to bolster its defense, positioning it as a linchpin in the anti-China alliance across Asia. Allies in arms. The Japan-US security partnership dates back to 1952, when both countries signed the administrative agreement permitting the stationing of US forces on Japanese soil. This pact blossomed into a robust military alliance, with Japan historically relying heavily on American weapon imports. But Japan never gave up the dream of building its own advanced fighters. In 2008, Tokyo launched a program to develop a fifth-generation aircraft, frustrated by Washington's refusal to export the F-22 Raptor. The Mitsubishi X-2 Shinshin. Enter the Mitsubishi X-2 Shinshin, Japan's first stealth prototype. Developed by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries with contributions from over 220 companies, 90% of its components were made domestically. The X-2 was never intended for mass production. It lacked weapons and served as an experimental testbed, but it symbolized a milestone. At 9 tons and nearly 50 feet long, the Shinshin introduced cutting-edge systems such as fly-by-fiber optics controls, which transmit data faster and resist electromagnetic interference. It even featured a self-healing flight control system that automatically adapted to damage during flight. While only a prototype, the X-2 gave Japanese engineers invaluable experience that would serve as the foundation for future projects. A MiG-25 defection. Surprisingly, Japan's journey into stealth technology was also shaped by the Cold War. In 1976, Soviet pilot Viktor Belenko defected to Japan by flying his MiG-25 Foxbat, then the fastest combat aircraft in the world, into Japanese airspace. The MiG-25 could fly close to Mach 3 armed with both heat-seeking and radar-guided missiles, and it set 29 world records, including a then unmatched altitude of 23,500 meters. Japan disassembled the plane and studied it extensively before returning it to the USSR. Both Tokyo and Washington gained valuable insights from this treasure trove of Soviet engineering, knowledge that continues to echo in modern fighter design. The F-35 deal. In 2020, Japan inked a deal with the United States to acquire 105 F-35 fighters, valued at $23 billion. This included 63 F-35As, land-based, and 42 F-35Bs, short takeoff, vertical landing. With these deliveries, Japan's fleet of 147 fifth-generation aircraft became the world's second largest after the US. The F-35 is lauded as the most versatile fighter ever built. Its $400,000 helmet allows pilots to see through the plane using real-time infrared feeds projected onto an augmented reality display. Its stealth design hides weapons internally, enabling it to penetrate air defenses undetected. While skeptics question its all-in-one mission concept, the F-35 undeniably boosted Japan into the ranks of advanced air forces almost overnight. The sixth-generation ambition. Not content with merely catching up, Japan has set its sights on leaping ahead. Enter the Mitsubishi FX, the nation's sixth-generation fighter project. First revealed in 2020, the FX is designed to eventually replace the Mitsubishi F2. Production is targeted for 2031, with prototypes expected to roll out this decade. Current renderings suggest a design reminiscent of the F-22, featuring a sleek fuselage and twin engines. However, the FX won't be built alone. Japan has teamed up with the United Kingdom and Italy, merging its FX project with the Tempest program to create what some are calling the most advanced fighter in history, nicknamed unofficially Godzilla. Godzilla in the skies. Nicknamed Godzilla in the skies, Japan's sixth-generation fighter is set to redefine aerial dominance with a host of groundbreaking features. At its core lies a dual-mode hypersonic engine from Mitsubishi, capable of reaching 1,990 miles per hour in standard flight and an astounding 2,500 miles per hour using hydrogen fuel for short bursts. Complementing its speed is a 300-kilowatt laser weapon, developed through the UK's Directed Energy Program, powerful enough to superheat and cripple enemy hardware. The fighter's stealth capabilities go beyond conventional coatings, relying instead on a lightweight composite skin and advanced radar jamming systems that make it nearly undetectable. Acting as a drone command hub, it can direct unmanned aircraft for reconnaissance or kamikaze strikes, while cutting-edge cybersecurity shielding prevents enemy hackers from taking control. Operating at altitudes of up to 72,000 feet, well beyond most defense systems, the FX embodies not just technological superiority, but near invulnerability, signaling a new era of aerial warfare. Why the US stayed out, or did it? Interestingly, Washington declined to officially join the FX/Tempest partnership, citing concerns about technology sharing. But many analysts believe the US is still heavily involved behind the scenes. British and Italian firms are reluctant to pass sensitive technologies directly to Washington. But Japan's role as a partner allows a back-channel transfer of knowledge to the Pentagon. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin even praised the cooperation between Tokyo and London, while hinting at plans for joint U.S.-Japan unmanned aerial vehicle projects. This raises the possibility that Japan and the U.S. are quietly co-developing a fighter that goes beyond the FX, an evolution of their already advanced F-35 partnership. Japan's upgraded F-35. Even as the FX develops, Japan is receiving modernized F-35 variants. These aircraft are armed with a dozen supersonic maneuverable missiles, traveling at Mach 3, capable of destroying targets using sheer kinetic force, no warhead required. They can also carry cluster munitions or nuclear payloads, adding immense flexibility. Advanced reconnaissance drones feed data straight to the pilot's helmet, while software upgradable systems allow the jet to adapt like a smartphone, downloading new apps. With Mitsubishi's enhanced engines, these F-35s can reach nearly 1,925 miles per hour. Coupled with stealth upgrades and the powerful ANA-PG-81 radar, Japan's F-35s are transforming into flying command centers, coordinating not just attacks but entire battles. The strategic implications. Japan's move into sixth-generation fighter technology is less about prestige than survival in a shifting Indo-Pacific. With China expanding its reach and Russia pressuring the north, Tokyo's decision to field one of the world's most advanced fleets signals both deterrence and deeper alignment with Washington. Central to this effort is adaptability. Fighters designed not as static assets, but as upgradable platforms evolving through software and modular systems. This ensures Japan's Air Force remains effective against fast-changing threats while reinforcing the US-Japan alliance as a unified counterbalance. Yet, such advances may spur rivals to accelerate their own programs, raising the risk of a new regional arms race. For Japan, however, the choice is clear. Maintaining technological superiority is essential to sovereignty and peace. The FX program is thus more than a fighter jet. It is the embodiment of Japan's determination to reshape air power and secure its place in the contested skies of the 21st century. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Japan's 6th generation fighter jet, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more military tech breakdowns and future updates. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest content. See you in the next video. Fly high and stay curious.